Good day, YouTubers. Thanks for joining me. This is video 41 in my series of videos on Ontario Northland models and HO scale. And today we're taking a look at the Rapido Baggage Express cars. Now these cars were released, it looks like they started coming out as early as late 2008, but perhaps more likely in 2009 under the Super Continental line release of cars. So here's what that box looked like, much too close to frame as per usual. And the box end, identifying that this one here is for that original paint scheme Baggage Express car. So these are really good, accurate representations of what the Ontario Northland was using as baggage cars, because these are based on an NSC built prototype, which is what the Ontario Northland had. They took delivery of 3 cars themselves, cars 410 through 412, and they acquired cars 413 and 414 used from VIA in 1983 and 1984. So talking about these cars in a little more detail here, and starting with Baggage Express 410. So this represents that original paint scheme. And it's a beautifully detailed car. Apologies, the one that I'm showing you here appears to have a grab iron that's gone missing on me, but I'll have to hunt down a replacement. But beautifully detailed cars. You can see the car number identified on the end of the door. And really good, accurate representations of what that NSC shell looked like. Some of the roof details and such are captured with total accuracy from what I've been able to compare to. And then you've got that classic, very high quality Rapido detailed underbody. So a really good job and a really nice car, and really hard to find any fault with. If I'm getting really picky, my only comment would be that where this car seems to depart from the prototype in regards to accuracy are the trucks. So Ontario Northland baggage cars 410 through 412 were delivered with 3-axle trucks as opposed to the 2-axle trucks that you can see here. Interestingly enough, when VIA released these cars in N scale, they did seem to get that right. So they did release these with 3-axle trucks. So here's hoping that Rapido does another run one of these days, and that they offer these cars in that 3-axle truck. So if you're collecting these cars used, talking about what the railway actually did for paint schemes and such, you'd be looking for cars 410, 411, and 412 in that original paint scheme. That's because cars 413 and 414 being delivered from VIA in the early 1980s, to my knowledge, were only ever painted in that more modern white paint scheme. So Rapido, in making all 5 road numbers available in each paint scheme, there are a few models available that don't reflect what the railway actually did for prototypical modeling. And to that point, it looks like Baggage Express car number 411 was never repainted, in that it served its whole life in that classic green Ontario Northland paint scheme. So I myself in my collection have in the original paint scheme 410, 413, and 414. So I only have one of the cars that would have been accurate to appear in that paint scheme. And then I have cars 412 and 414 in the modern paint scheme. So 414 is great, in that this is an accurate representation. And to my knowledge, 412 was repainted as well. So it looks like the cars I'm missing would be 410 and 413 if I'm actually trying to pay attention to that. But taking a more detailed look here now at car 414. So again, beautiful level of detail, a very prototypically accurate car. Rapido does a wonderful job, and I'm a big fan. Again, you've got some car numbering in that door on the one end. So the only variants that I can find from the prototype on cars 413 and 414 is they were delivered from NSC with a car end that was able to open on hinges. So they were hinges either side of the side of the car, and the whole car end was able to open to accommodate access for larger loads. Again, it looks like Rapido captured that detail in their N scale release. So again, I'm hoping for another run of these Baggage Express cars from Rapido that go back and capture some of the details that they did in their N scale run. But just a great car. I can't say enough about Rapido's attention to detail and attention to the Ontario Northland Railway. It wasn't until they started producing a lot of cars here that we had anything available to ourselves off the shelf. So I think I'll leave it there for today. Thank you again. I'll try to have another video up very soon.